Hey you guys, and thanks for tuning in to ET Live on our Facebook page. Sean Hook is here today, so make sure that you're sending in all of your questions. We're going to get them right here on this snazzy iPad. I hope you get some good ones.
I hope so too.
Like
Don't be afraid.
Some real hot button, maybe embarrassing, funny
Actually,
questions.
okay, be afraid.
That's what I'm looking for. We are also going to talk all about your new EP, My Side of the Story. So first of all, why did you call it My Side of the Story, and what did you want to convey?
Yeah, so it's my side of your story, so there's a bit of like a twist on it. You know, when I put the EP together, a lot of the songs had to dealt with relationships.
Yeah.
And there's narrative in my songwriting. And I thought My Side of Your Story was kind of what it was all about from my perspective.
So are you setting the record straight with any of your past relationships, and did you get any angry phone calls?
No angry phone calls. Actually, just one of my exes reached out to me and was like, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you." And I don't think she knows what like the songs are about.
She doesn't know that they're about her?
No, I don't write and tell.
Okay, so all positive reactions.
Yeah.
I also saw on your Instagram that you are releasing something this Friday.
Yeah.
Is that pertaining to this album, or what can you tell us?
Just some just some exciting news. It's not a new music per se. It's just some exciting news about an upcoming appearance.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about the first single with Vanessa Hudgens, Reminding Me. I mean, the video is so steamy. The song is so good, and it was kind of her return to music. It was like 4 years.
Yeah.
So how did you get her on this song? How did you get her to say yes?
Well, we have mutual friends, and we live in the same part of town here in Los Angeles, and we've crossed paths before. When I wrote Reminded Me, I wrote it as just a solo song, but I thought for the EP it'd be great if I had a feature on one of my records. And Reminded Me was kind of it lends itself well to a duet. And Vanessa was on my top list, and I reached out to one of our mutual friends, and she heard the song. We set up a coffee meeting, and we went from there.
Is the mutual friend someone that we would know?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
Someone behind the scenes.
Someone behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And had you seen High School Musical, and were you a fan
No, I
before?
Haven't.
You still haven't?
No, I haven't. And I should watch it now.
It's a great movie.
That's what I hear.
All of them are great.
I know.
So what was your first impression of her like then?
She was amazing. You know, so for coffee, I'm pretty punctual. So I showed up at 1:29 for a 1:30 meeting.
Right on time.
And she was already there with a coffee in her hand, and I was like, wow, that's a good impression.
Yeah.
When someone can show up early and they're punctual, that's great. So it was great.
Can we talk about the video? Did you come up with a concept? Did you guys collaboratively come up with a concept, or how did that work?
It was actually the director, Aya Tanamira. She's amazing, and I met Aya probably 3-4 years ago when she was doing lyric videos for Katy Perry. And last year I ran into her at a party, and she saw my last music video, Sound of Your Heart, and she's like, "Sean, I would love to work on your next video." And so Reminding Me came out, and she wrote the treatment, and she asked me what I had in mind, and I didn't want to give her any kind of boundaries. I just said, listen, I want to, these are kind of the parameters I want. I want an edgy, sexy, classy looking, beautiful cinematography kind of video. And she kind of ran with that and came up with the treatment.
Is that why you went for the whole black and white
vibe? Yeah.
Was that you, or was that her decision?
That was her. She pitched it to us like that, and I was like, you've got it. You nailed it.
Yeah.
And the one small thing we had to change, initially we were going to shoot it at the Chateau Marmont, but we couldn't get in there during our schedules. So we got the Goldstein House, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Where they shot The Big Lebowski. And yeah, thank God.
How long did the process take you guys? Was it a couple days of shooting? You were saying it was like very quick.
It was really fast, and Aya's super prepared, so we only shot each scene maybe once or twice, and we went on to the next and the next and the next, because we were only there for about 11 hours. It was a strict cutoff, and we actually got cut an hour early because the fire marshal was like, all right, you guys have to be out of here by 11, and we're like, oh, I thought we had it till midnight. But yeah. We got it, thank God.
Yeah, you guys got it. Okay, let's talk about the scenes at the very end when you guys are in bed together. Did you worry about what Austin Butler was going to think?
Austin's awesome, and actually my girlfriend met Austin before Vanessa and I had met.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't, we're mutually respectful. The thing that was crazy, that was the first scene we shot together.
Oh, no way.
So we show up in our underwear. I'm like, hey, Vanessa.
You're like, great to work with you today.
Oh my God, it was so awkward. It was on each other's parts. Like, we're just, because there's people in the crew watching us.
Yeah.
And we're trying to be as intimate as we can in this moment and portray the characters in the video. So it was pretty awkward, but we got through that.
Be honest, how many times did you guys actually laugh or break character while filming that?
A lot. Probably like for the
okay.
first 5 minutes. And Vanessa's got this nervous thing where she winks when she's nervous. And then she would start laughing, then I would start laughing, and then A'd be like, okay, cut. Can we just try and get like a minute worth of footage where you guys are just passionate? And we're like, all right. But eventually we got it.
That's such a fun quirk to have. It's like a winking because you don't know if she's trying to be sexy
I
or
don't
if she's
know.
doing that because she's having anxiety or something.
Yeah, no, it's funny. We got through it. I think that made us more comfortable, and then we were able to go on with the rest of the day.
Yeah. Do you have a next single in mind?
Yeah, there's a couple songs on the EP, My Side of Your Story. One of them, I want to put more of an up-tempo song, and there's one called Never Let Me Let You Go.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that might be potentially my next one, if I have any say.
If you do you not have say?
No, I do. I have a great team of people that I work with, and I really, the reason why I am where I am is because there are a team of people that I respect, and I respect their decisions, and so it'll be a community decision, committee decision.
How has your journey, because I feel like 2016 was such a big year for you,
It was,
especially with that first single.
Yeah.
So how has life changed for you since that came out, and what's been the most maybe challenging hurdle?
Yeah, you know what? 2016 was crazy, and I was kind of only known in Canada before that, and because Sound Your Heart was so successful inside and outside of Canada, it opened up a lot of doors for me, not only in the industry and what the fans are hearing, but also in the songwriting community. I grew up writing all my own songs, and I'm a songwriter as well as an artist. And I was able to collaborate with Ryan Tedder on this record, and Amar Malik and Jay Cash, all these big level songwriters, and that really opened the door and kind of changed the game for me.
Okay, be honest. Did Ryan Tedder tell you anything about Taylor Swift's new music?
No.
Nothing?
No, not at all.
Well, because they worked together before and they're good friends, so I didn't know if maybe you had some fun insight.
We didn't. We just kind of got in the studio and got to work and wrote Dancing in the Sky. And he's got an incredible studio, and I have incredible studio envy.
Yeah.
Because you walk down and you see all his plaques and all his awards and you know all the artists he's worked with at that same studio, like Adele, Taylor Swift, Maroon 5, and the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
So that was a cool experience, and I really did hit it off with him, and super stoked on the song.
Well, you've worked with some really cool people, so who else is on your bucket list?
Bucket list, that's a good one. I would love to work with Eminem. I think that
is the best answer, sorry.
He's a genius, and he's incredible, and I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I'm just going to throw it out there. I would love to work with him.
I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, why not?
And he hasn't made music.
Yeah, not a bit.
In a while, but obviously you're good at getting people.
We'll see. I don't know how many mutual friends we have.
Yeah. Well, you know, you'd be surprised. The music industry is small. You mentioned your girlfriend. So how is dating and being in the spotlight? Is it harder, easier? How does she handle the fame and girls coming up to you?
It's challenging, and I have so much respect for her because it's my schedule. I'm always on the road, and I'm always in a different place. And after a show, there's girls and people I'm meeting and talking to and interacting with, and it takes away from our time together. But when we have our time together, it's amazing. And she's a huge supporter of what I do, and I'm a big supporter of what she does. And we make it work. But it takes a special someone, and thankfully I have her.
How'd you guys meet? Is this
on
like
Instagram.
A new thing?
We met on the gram.
Stop.
Yeah, before the DM slide came into use.
That's so did you comment on her pictures or?
Yeah, so I had a show at Hotel Cafe, and one of our mutual friends posted a picture of us together. And she followed me, and I was like, oh, this girl's kind of cute. So I followed her back. And there was a series of Insta flirting for like 2 months on pictures. And then we took it to Facebook. Because she was living in Miami, but she was from Portland, Oregon, and I shot a music video there. And I guess someone in Portland posted something. And long story short, now we're an item.
Is she LA based now?
She's now, yeah.
She's now LA based.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, well, speaking of touring and being on the road, do we have plans? I know that you have some upcoming gigs and like radio, promotional shows, but what about a tour for you?
Working on the tour. I was just talking to my agents yesterday, and hoping to go on tour in November. There's a couple options, but we're just planning it out. But from then on, I do have some. Tomorrow, I'm flying out to Minneapolis. I have a radio show there, and then there's a couple shows in Canada, and Germany. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Life on the road.
Yeah.
When you're on the road, are you still continuously writing, and do you have plans for a full-length album? Or?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I wrote probably over 80 songs for the 4-song EP. So there's a lot of material that is already written, and I'm still writing until the label's like, all right,
Yeah.
we have the record. But I think we're gonna try put out another EP or an extension to the EP in the fall.
Okay. Wait, 80 songs.
Yeah.
So how do you narrow it down to these 4?
It's a tough choice.
Right.
Yeah, because when you create something, it's like it's yours, and you want to put it out there. And like I said earlier, you know, I have a team of people that I trust, and I'm always looking for other people's opinions and inside and outside of the industry, and kind of do a little survey within my circle and see what people like. And usually the great ones go to the top, and that's kind of what we take to the beach.
Yeah. What's the most personal subject matter in any of your songs that you've covered, and why was it important for you to cover that?
I mean, I try to put that in every single song, because if I'm not true in my music, there's no point. And for me, anyways, to put out music, I think as a writer, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and my best songs are my most emotional, most personal songs. One of my early songs that wasn't ever released on a major label, but was a song I wrote called Soldier, and it was about a lady who lost her husband, and he was serving in Iraq, and at his funeral there were protesters, and it was awful. It was Westboro Baptist Church were protesting at his funeral, and at that time I had just moved out from home, and I really missed my family, and I was like, I couldn't believe what someone my age must be feeling away from their families, and it just kind of struck a chord with me. And then after seeing the news piece with Brandy Seiko in Topeka, Kansas, I was like, you know what, this is something I really want to speak about. And I wrote about respect, and it wasn't political. It was just respecting a fallen soldier.
Yeah, I'm sure the family appreciated that. Did they ever know that it was about?
I've never talked to Brandy herself, but it became kind of I don't want to say an anthem. It became a song that the soldiers, communities, and families shared. And I was reached out to from people who said, I played your song at my son's funeral, and it just brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I wrote it for that purpose. Just it's respect these people, and yeah, as a songwriter, there's no higher compliment.
No, I mean that's an incredible story. Where is your place in the music industry?
Where is my place?
Yeah, what do you think it is?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, this industry is just changing so much, the way people are consuming music, and it's so fast, and we get judged kind of based on the last thing we've done and put out. I don't know. I'm still trying to make my place, I guess, in a lot of ways. You know, my career arc hasn't been exponential. It's been very kind of up and down, and I'd say linear. But I'm still making my place. I'm a songwriter. I love performing live, and I don't know. This is what I am. You tell me.
No. Well, I was going to say, because you brought up the way that the music industry has changed and the way that we consume music, and with streaming and with Spotify.
Yeah.
How does that affect new artists like yourself? Do you think it makes it harder or easier?
It's interesting. I think you can answer that in many ways. I think it's good in general because that's the way we're moving. That's the way we want to consume things now.
Yeah.
The way we watch TV shows, we want to do it on demand. The way we listen to it, we want to make our own playlists. It's customizable. It's the way technology is driving. Now the music industry is still trying to catch up to that and find out how we can monetize. Now Spotify is great in the accessibility for people, but as a songwriter, they still haven't figured out how to distribute the money, the revenue properly, because there's a lot of songwriters that are struggling, and a lot of my friends are struggling, and they have hits to their name, but they're struggling because the old revenue streams of mechanical sales and radio play aren't as much as they used to be, and we're still, as a songwriting community, trying to find out how to disperse that.
Right. I always hear stories similar to what you were saying. It was someone, I think she used to be in the Pussycat Dolls, and she was saying, I was on tour with Christina Aguilera, and I couldn't even afford a Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so gnarly.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
That was so crazy.
It's reality, and it's kind of like, because we think of artists that have success that we hear on the radio, that we see on TV, like, oh, they must be doing really well, but there's so much behind it. There's teams you have to pay for. There's other expenses, and yeah, there's a lot more to it. But the thing for me, I don't try to focus on that as much. It's a passion. I'm so thankful that people listen to my music, and I get to do what I do every day. And I think it's a good thing that technology is bringing music to people when they want it.
Yeah, totally. Isaac says, what is your favorite singing group?
Favorite singing group? Well, I think the Eagles are a band, but I think their harmonies together were amazing.
Yeah.
The Eagles.
That's a good classic answer.
Yeah.
Karen says, musical inspirations.
Well, I grew up listening, it's funny, I grew up listening to the country music. I grew up in a small town in Canada, but I really got into the Beatles and Queen. Freddie Mercury is incredible.
Yeah.
I just listening to Jeff Buckley last night. I got a new record player. He's an incredible singer. Prince, Paul McCartney, Bryan Adams in Canada. He's an incredible artist. A lot of classic acts.
I was going to say, I see a theme happening here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian says, what about your favorite country singer?
Favorite country singer ever? That's a good question. Well, I know Johnny Cash kind of walked the line between, like, no pun intended.
I was going to say, is he...
between country and folk, but Johnny Cash was a huge inspiration for me. And I guess you can put him in the country umbrella.
Yeah. Britt says, will never let me let you go be a single. Oh, that one's good.
Yeah. If I have
Yeah.
a choice and if my team is listening, it will be. Yes.
I think your team is listening.
Yes.
I think that's going to be the next
I will
single.
direct them to this Facebook Live link after.
Yeah.
Thank you, Britt.
We're going to play a lightning round with you.
Uh-oh. I'm not good at lightning rounds.
This one's going to be fun, though. This one's good.
Okay.
All right. First celeb that you got starstruck by.
Pamela Anderson.
Ooh.
Google.
Was not expecting that second part of that answer. Okay.
Well, it was when Google first came out. Around that time,
Yeah.
that was one of my first Google searches.
Pamela Anderson, Baywatch.
Yep.
Yeah, in the red. Okay. First big purchase that you made after making it.
I guess I got a car.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I had the same car for 13 years. It was dying. It was costing me more money to fix like the AC unit, and like I was like, you know what, I really need a car.
Yeah.
So I got a car.
Oh, what a good story.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, 13 years, you're like, I finally made it, I'm gonna get a
Yeah.
car. All right, song currently on the radio that you wish you had written.
Oh, that's a great question.
I hope you say Despacito.
Actually, no, I really like Slow Hands by Neil Horn. That's a great song.
Good song.
And I really like the effect that the mixer used on his voice. It's like this dry gated reverb.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, no, that's, okay. Lyric that you are most proud of.
Reminding me, I really like the first line, because it totally paints the picture of what the song is about. It's wine, she's spitting out the wine, I forgot you left behind. Like right there, you know what the song's
Yeah.
about. So I'm proud of that one.
I feel like all the lyrics in that song are pretty good because they kind of just hit you.
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
in the gut. All right, you've broken one Guinness World Record,
I have.
so if you could break another, what would it be for?
Something music related.
Ah,
Hopefully in a good way.
yeah,
Like most streams or most singles sold. Something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And before I ask you this final one, we're going to get a few more of these
Okay, cool.
going. Jessica says soul music influence. I guess,
Marvin Gaye. Yeah.
going back to that whole classic.
Yeah, exactly. That's when they got it right. They didn't
Yeah.
have distractions. They weren't trying to be anybody else. They were just pure and they were themselves. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an old soul.
Isaac says, what is your favorite music film?
Music film. Well, actually, I like August Rush, but I what's the journalist one? Oh my God, I'm blanking on the name.
Oh, Almost Famous.
Yes, Almost
Yes,
Famous.
That's such a good answer. That's
yes,
good.
love that one.
And
Love that story.
It's one of the best movies.
Yeah.
Sammy says, if you were not in the music industry, what would you be doing?
Well, I grew up playing a lot of sports, and growing up in Canada, I used to play hockey. And when I was a kid, that was my goal. I'm gonna make the NHL one day.
Yeah.
But then I didn't grow until like way after I was out of hockey, and that didn't happen. So I guess I don't know. I guess I couldn't be a pro athlete, but it'd be maybe something in sports or teaching music.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
still play hockey?
Yeah, for fun and golf.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, 3 reasons why people should get this E EP.
Well, if you like great music, you'll be satisfied. That's one good reason. 2, see the first reason. And 3, because it's good. You're gonna enjoy it. I don't know.
It is good. I promise. I listened to all of it, and it's great. and it's catchy.
I have to come up with a. I'm not a good salesman.
I'll do it for you.
I just stick to the singing.
It's a good album. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. My
and
pleasure.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you follow ET here on Facebook and all of our socials. Make sure that you keep up with Sean on his Twitter, his Facebook, his Instagram, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.